Man, that's some good liquor. My boy brought me some liquor today. I've taken a shot of it. Welcome back to the old homestead. This is Leonard Holmes. Let me get me one more drink before I come in. Old lady said, if you're going to drink liquor, said you oughtn't to drink it straight out of the bottle. Said that looks rude. Said get you a shot glass and, drink it like a human being instead of some kind of animal. Well, she might be right.
Do you know what a Homo sapien is?
That's a caveman, ain't it?
It's a man.
It's a man.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to tell you about that chupacabra that I run into over on the mountain. It's been a few years ago. I ain't been here lately. I was riding my four-wheeler back through there, and I got off my four-wheeler. It's on the backside of the mountain there. It's down next to a creek. It was several miles from anybody's house. I kind of got a little scared. I got off my four-wheeler to make water, All of a sudden, I looked up, and that thing was standing looking at me. It looked worse than any dog you ever seen. It looked like one of them hyenas you see on Africa or something. It had big teeth. It was looking at me. And I grabbed this gun right here. I had this 45 long gun on me. I grabbed it, pulled it out like that, and it started to run. I didn't have time to take aim. I just shot, I said, I don't see how in the world I could have missed that thing. It went over the bank there and crossed the creek, little creek there. Took up through them high weeds. I took off after it, walking up there. You could track it by the smell. That thing smelled worse than any sewer you ever smelled. Stinking thing. I started walking, going up through there. I could smell it. I got up there and I got to thinking, that thing might turn and come circle around behind me in these high weeds, and I couldn't see it. And I said, it might take and attack me. I better get out of here. Well, I went back up there to the road, and I looked around. I didn't see no blood or nothing. And after that, I come on home. After that, I was laying there listening to the radio, and they said, them chupacabras, the Indians called them. It's something like a big wild dog. They said, you can see them out in the mountain, and said you can shoot at them. Said a lot of people had the same story. Said they'd shoot at them. Said they might get a little blood or very little, and said they never could kill them and never could find them. They'd run off. Couldn't find them. And I always, wondered about that. Well, you've heard of the skinwalkers. Now, they got some skinwalkers, they say. I've not seen one of them. But they say they are out there and they're real dangerous. They're like a dog that ain't got no hair on them, and they're real skin and bones. And they'll get you. Now, you go in these mountains without a gun, you've had troubles. That's what they tell me anyway. They said don't go in these mountains without a gun. But anyway, give them a good look at that 45 there, fella. That's the old 45 long coat. That's what the bullet looked like. And buddy, when you hit something with it, it gets it. Yeah, you don't want to go in these mountains without a gun. Now, another time, I come down the mountain, I've been squirrel hunting, and I was walking that time, and I had a pump shotgun with me, 16 gauge. I've been squirrel hunting over. And this big bird went over, and I swear to God, it had wingspans of 40 foot. It was like a small airplane. It scared me to death. And it never even flapped its wings. It just come across, and it whistled as it come across. And it come across, and then all of a sudden, when it seen me, hit up, and it didn't even flap its wings. It just sailed right straight up. Well, it might have flapped them a little bit, not much. And I always wondered what that was. Well, I thought nobody would believe me if I tell them about it. And then my neighbor over here, Tommy, he told me, he said he's over there in the woods at Ginseng, and he's seen the same thing. And then I was talking to one of my other neighbors that live over in Whitley County, and they said they seen the same thing. Yeah, my good friend Joseph called me a while ago, Joseph Warren, out there at the house, talked to us a little bit. We got time to give him a shout out, Philip.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to know how we was doing. He got worried about us, I guess. Probably get sick or something. maybe afraid we drink too much. Anyway, I want to do the rebel yell for Joseph. Whoa! And you all come back now, and we'll talk to you later.